Hey Hunters, Maxxi here from Platinum Intel. We've got 7 new games coming to the PlayStation Plus Catalogue this month, and a PlayStation Classic game for those premium members. With Halloween right around the corner, it's only fitting that PlayStation gives us not 1, but 3 horror-themed games this month. All of the games drop on October 21st, so with that in mind, let's check out what's new. First up this month is Silent Hill 2, available exclusively on PlayStation 5, developed by Bloober Team, and released on October 8, 2024. A full remake of the survival horror classic, this version reimagines the original with modern visuals, reworked controls, and that same chilling atmosphere the series is well known for. Critics praised its faithfulness to the original while modernizing the experience, giving it an 83 on Metacritic, while players scored it at a solid 9.1, proving that Bloober really did pull this one off. Silent Hill 2 has an uncommon platinum with a total of 44 base game trophies. It's a fairly balanced list that offers a solid mix of exploration, combat, and story trophies, with its difficulty sitting at around a 4 out of 10, most of that challenge coming from learning enemy patterns and finding all the collectibles. You'll need to complete 2 full playthroughs to see everything, and you're looking at roughly 25 hours or more to get that platinum, depending on how thorough you are. There are no online trophies and nothing particularly grindy or RNG based. However, this is one of those lists you want to follow a guide for, as there are 18 missable trophies, most of which are tied to collectibles, certain choices, and hidden Easter eggs. Collectibles also don't carry over to New Game Plus, so if you're gunning for that platinum, make sure to grab everything in a single run. Overall, this is a great platinum for October. A true horror experience that balances atmosphere with a manageable challenge, perfect for trophy hunters looking to play something eerie during this spooky season. Next up is Until Dawn, rebuilt for the PlayStation 5 by Ballistic Moon and released on October 4th, 2024. This updated version gives the iconic, interactive horror classic a modern glow-up, smoother graphics, better performance, and some tweaked controls, but the same nerve-wracking decisions that can save or doom your entire cast. Critics were fairly mixed, giving it a 70 on Metacritic, while players scored it slightly lower at 6.6. Many enjoyed the nostalgia and the visual upgrades, but still felt the remake couldn't quite capture the same charm as the original. Until Dawn has an uncommon platinum with a total of 29 base game trophies. It's a light, cinematic list that leans more on your choices and exploration than any real challenge. The overall difficulty only sits at a 2 out of 10, and most of that tension's coming from trying to keep everyone alive for the They All Live trophy. You'll need 2 full playthroughs to see all the different branching outcomes and collect every key decision-based trophy, so you're looking at roughly 15 hours or maybe more, depending on how carefully you plan your choices. There's nothing grindy or random to worry about, but you will want to keep a guide handy just in case. There are 14 missable trophies, most tied to the actions you take, the relationships you build, and whether certain characters make it out alive or not. With no online trophies and a short runtime, this is an easy yet rewarding platinum, especially if you're looking for a spooky, story-driven experience without the stress of difficulty. Perfect for a Halloween weekend binge. Next up is V Rising, available on PlayStation 5, developed by Stunlock Studios and released on June 11th, 2024. This one drops you into a gothic open world as a newly awakened vampire, rebuilding your castle, gathering resources, and preying on the living to regain your strength. It's a mix of action, survival, and sandbox building, all wrapped in this dark fantasy aesthetic. Critics gave it a strong 83 on Metacritic, praising its deep progression systems and atmosphere, while players scored it at a lower 7.0, noting that it's best enjoyed with friends or on a custom server where you can control the pace a bit more. V Rising has a rare platinum with 45 base game trophies. The list sits at about a 4 out of 10 difficulty, but the experience really depends on your server settings and how you personally play. Everything can be earned in a single playthrough, so no reruns needed, just steady progress through the vampiric grind. If you tweak the settings, things like resource gain and crafting speed on your custom server, you can knock this platinum out in around 15 hours. But if you go in vanilla for the full experience, expect closer to 30 hours or more, as you'll be doing a lot more gathering and castle building the hard way. There are no online, missable, or buggy trophies to worry about, though collecting all the lore, entries, and decorations can feel like the biggest grind here. The good news is that everything can be earned in co-op, so you and your friends can build your vampire empire together, say that 10 times fast, and share the grind. All in all, this one's a solid mid-tier platinum. Not overly difficult, but definitely one that rewards a little time investment and some creative blood-sucking efficiency. Next up is Yakuza Like a Dragon, available on both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, developed by Ryuga Gotoku Studios. Released in late 2020 for PlayStation 4 and early 2021 for PlayStation 5, this entry completely reinvented the Yakuza formula, swapping out the traditional brawler combat for a turn-based RPG system, while keeping the franchise's signature heart, humor, and chaos fully intact. Critics gave it an 84 on Metacritic, while players rated it slightly lower at 8.2, praising the bold new gameplay direction and Ichiban's heartfelt rise from rock bottom. Yakuza Like a Dragon has a rare platinum, with 63 base game trophies. The list sits at about a 5 out of 10 difficulty, mostly thanks to one major challenge, Victory of the Millennium, awarded for clearing the true Final Millennium Tower. You'll only need one full playthrough, but it's a serious time commitment, taking roughly 80 hours or more to complete. Along the way, you'll be diving into tons of side content, minigames, business management, karaoke, and even kart racing, all classic Yakuza distractions that add to the grind, but also the charm. There are no missables, buggy, or online trophies to worry about, but when it comes to that final tower, be ready to sink some time into the preparation for it. It's an endgame gauntlet that pushes your build and strategy to the limit, so checking a guide beforehand is highly recommended. All in all, Yakuza Like a Dragon offers a massive, heartfelt, and occasionally absurd adventure that's as rewarding as it is time-consuming. Up next is Poppy Playtime Chapter 1, available on both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, developed by Mob Entertainment and released on December 20th, 2023. This short indie horror title kicks off the Poppy Playtime series, a creepy puzzle-driven escape set inside an abandoned toy factory where things are, well, far from child-friendly. There's no platinum trophy here, just 6 base trophies, making this one of the quickest completions on the list. Difficulty sits at around a 2 out of 10, with a single short playthrough lasting about an hour, depending on how quickly you can solve the puzzles. No online, no grind, no missables. Just a straightforward, bite-sized horror experience that's almost over as soon as it begins. It's not a big hunt, but if you're after a quick 100% and a few light scares this Halloween, this one's a perfect little detour. Second to last is As Dusk Falls, available on both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, developed by Interior Night, and released on March 7th, 2024. This one's a choice-driven interactive drama told through a stylized motion graphic art style. Think of it as a playable TV series packed with tough moral decisions, family drama, and branching consequences. Critics scored it at a 77 on Metacritic, while players gave it a solid 7.7, praising its emotional storytelling and performances, though some weren't quite sold on that stop-motion presentation it had. As Dusk Falls has an uncommon platinum with 51 base game trophies. The list is about as easy as they come, sitting at a 1 out of 10 difficulty, which somehow makes it easier than a Telltale game. You can earn the platinum in a single playthrough, and with chapter select available, cleaning up anything you missed is super simple. From start to finish, you're looking at about 8 to 10 hours to complete. There are 18 trophies tied to player choices and branching outcomes. But since everything can be revisited after the story, there's nothing truly missable. No grind, no online, no RNG. Just explore the major story paths and enjoy the ride. Overall, As Dusk Falls is a calm, emotional break between the heavier trophy grinds. One of those games where you can just sit back, make your choices, and let the story unfold. Last but not least is Wizard with a Gun, available on PlayStation 5, developed by Galvanic Games, and released on October 17th, 2023. This one's a magical survival sandbox shooter, where you craft spells, gather resources, and shape the world, often just before it collapses into chaos. Think Don't Starve, but with revolvers and arcane explosions. Critics scored it a 72 on Metacritic, while players gave it a much lower 5.3, praising its visual style and combat, but noting performance issues at launch and a very repetitive structure. Wizard with a Gun has a very rare platinum, with 36 base game trophies. There's no official guide yet, and difficulty hasn't been formally rated, but most players agree it's not overly tough, probably around a 5 out of 10 at most, with the main challenge coming from surviving and gathering materials efficiently. Based on platinum earners' feedback across Reddit and trophy forums, you're looking at one full playthrough, taking anywhere between 15 to 30 hours to complete. depending on your playstyle and how much time you spend experimenting with builds. There are no online trophies and nothing that seems outright missable or buggy, though a few trophies may take extra time depending on RNG with certain resources and enemy drops. The game has received 2 free DLC updates that add trophies, Bounty of Guns, which adds 6 trophies, and Better Together, adding another 5 trophies. There are also 2 paid DLC packs with similar names, but don't be fooled, these are purely cosmetic and are not required for 100% completion. Overall, Wizard with a Gun is a creative and chaotic little survival game. Not too hard and not too long, but one that rewards patience, crafting, and a good sense of timing. And for the PlayStation Plus Premium members, we've got Tekken 3, a classic fighter joining the lineup. Originally released back in 1997, this one hardly needs an introduction. It's one of the most iconic 3D fighters of all time, and a cornerstone of the PlayStation 1 era. Right now, there's no confirmed trophy list, but if recent PlayStation Plus Classic trends are anything to go by, there's a good chance one will appear either on launch date or shortly after. It doesn't always happen, but about 8 times out of 10, these classics do get a full list once they go live. And that wraps up all 7 games joining the PlayStation Plus Catalogue this October, plus a classic fighter for you premium members. It's a strong mix this month with something for every kind of hunter, from the terrifying streets of Silent Hill to the emotional drama of As Dusk Falls, and even the chaotic spell slinging of Wizard with a Gun. So whether you're in it for the scares, the stories, or just a few shiny platinums to add to your collection, there's plenty to sink your teeth into this Halloween. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment letting us know which game you'll be tackling first.